The rise of K-pop Demon Hunter, the explosion of Infinity Castle Part 1, a new Zuko, our anime pet peeves, and we're going to pick the worst anime of all time. All that and more on this episode of Dad-ime, Dad Anime Club, the show where three nerdy-ass dads, usually three, who never really grew up, talk about our favorite form of storytelling, which, yeah, you guessed it, it's anime. I'm your host, Dallin, and joining me is my besto friendo, the man of manhwa himself, Tyler. How's it going, dude?
Dude, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. You made me look up pet peeves for this episode, and like holding a mirror up to yourself is not fun. So I'm like going through all these things that I ignore in one anime, but don't ignore in another, and I'm like, oh wow, this is gonna be rough. Yeah, because I feel like such a hypocrite. Like, because some of my answers I'm gonna be like, but hold on, it's okay here.
There's always there's always exceptions to the rule. Like that is the one rule, is that there are exceptions to the rule. So I think that's great. No, yeah, it's fun to
you got me nervous with like the worst animes, because I'm like, oh god, I don't know if I can stand them. Because like some of them, I was going through Crunchyroll's list and I was like, oh my god, I wouldn't watch that. Oh my god, I wouldn't watch that. Like not on their worst animes, but on like their popular ones. And I'm like, some of these are like, because I was just now I was scrolling through the list, just double checking, and like I'm just scrolling down most popular anime, and I'm pretty far down. But like Afro Samurai is next to Attack on Titan Junior. And I'm like, these are not the same.
What?
At all. Like, whatsoever. Not the same.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Because Afro Samurai is really good. And like, if someone, like, in the comments wants to make a comment that's like, Shaco Train Jr. is pretty great. Like, I know I'm not going to agree with you.
I know there's fans of it. So that's fine.
I just find it comical.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there's a problem with Crunchyroll and the way that they, not only the way that they rank things, but the way that they rate things. Like if you go into an anime and click on it, it'll tell you like, you know, however many stars out of 5. It's busted, man. It's busted.
But I also have to feel bad for like, you have artists, you have people who work on these shows, and is it really fair that the only distribution system would mark it down to a 1? Like yeah, and so that no one views it, like no one's gonna watch that show, right? No, like they have the largest library, so I do understand a little bit not being too punitive to animes that aren't great. Yeah. Like, but I guess that is a pet peeve. Is that, like, I can't just trust Crunchyroll. I have to go like look somewhere else.
Yeah, you got to rely on those other resources, the MyAniList, the Mal. You got to go, check those out first and see.
And I just want to go to one place. I'm lazy.
Yeah. No, I get it. That's why Crunchyroll has risen to power. It's because all of us are lazy assholes who don't want to look for our anime.
Oops.
We gave birth to an evil, evil beast. Okay, well, let's start with some anime news, because there's been kind of a lot. There's been kind of a lot of anime news. The first one, and I was hoping our friend Preston would be on here for this, because I think I don't know that you've seen this one, but K-pop Demon Hunters, right? It blew up on Netflix.
Yeah.
When it came out, I was like, no, not for me. I'm not going to check this out. Then I overheard my girls watching it, and I was like, okay, like maybe I'll check it out just so I have something to do with them.
I've seen memes of like some of the facial expressions they make in the show, like
yeah,
because it's got a unique art style.
Yeah, it's a Sony animation picture. They made this specifically for Netflix, so it's like a Netflix original. But you can tell it's very heavily influenced by anime. Just down to the facial expressions, the way that things are animated. Like it definitely is a contender for our Is It Anime segment that we haven't done in a little while. But maybe
is it anime?
Is it anime? I don't know.
I mean, from an outsider like perspective, just like looking at images and like movement, it's anime from like a cringy kind of like the almost like I almost want to say like the rock girl kind of anime genre.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of where I would drop it. But that's from an outsider perspective. I know nothing about the show.
Yeah, so just brief synopsis. It's so wild. It's this in the world. These demons have been stealing people's souls and turning them into demons, but the power of music suppressed the demons underground. And so for generations, different musicians have been taking up the mantle of these demon hunters. And now it's all the way into modern times, and the people who are the demon hunters are these K-pop girls. And they're in a band called Huntrix, like put the nail on the head, you know what I mean? So anyways, their whole shtick is that they've got to sing these songs to keep the demons at bay. That's the premise. But it's just wild. It's just zany. It's weird. There's like a love interest, a enemies to lovers story going on in there. It's definitely targeted for kids, I will say.
Okay.
But what I found interesting about it was how much it resonated with people. Like the first time I watched it with my kids, I was like, yeah, okay. But then I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And the songs are like absolute fire. It has no right to have songs this good. And I think what's really cool about it is that they went through the trouble of writing like originals. They didn't do like the Trolls, thing where they just are covering a bunch of different songs. They wrote original songs for this and performed them. So it's like they put a lot of effort into this. And the songs are like blew up all over like Spotify. They're all over like all the, top charts or whatever, which is wild. And now the show is Netflix #1 animated feature of all time. That's insane.
So I mean, I guess like once you clip that kid audience and it just views just over and over again.
Well, yeah, if they're counting, especially if they're counting multiple views, because I know my girls have watched it probably like 5 times at this point. They're obsessed. They love this thing. Yeah, I mean, absolutely obsessed with it.
What a great entry point too, because it's like, okay, so what's out there that's like this, and there is other things out there like that. So like, it's not like your girls can't just go, well, I can go to this thing, or there's nothing else like this, right? It's like when Avatar: The Last Airbender came out, there wasn't really a lot like it. But now we could probably make a list if you wanted to of like a chill, laid back adventure story with action.
With kids facing odds that only adults should face.
Yeah, like, and I would almost throw Fear in that boat. Like, I would almost be like, Fear and Avatar could kind of go in the same ship. And like, but like K-pop Demon Hunter, I'm like, Aeon, I think would do it. And like, there's a couple other ones.
There's like K-On, there's Bocchi the Rock is kind of probably similar.
Yeah.
I mean, minus the romance and like demon fighting aspect, that's kind of unique to K-pop Demon
We got
Hunters.
Demon
I'm sure
Slayer
there's
for
something
that.
out there, but yeah, there's
Jujutsu Kaisen.
yeah, there's a lot of adjacent things.
Yeah,
but it's crazy to me. It just exploded out of nowhere. So if you haven't watched it, go give it a watch. It's cringy, but like, I don't know. It's not over. Like, I've seen anime that are more cringe. We'll just put it that way.
So like, I was a teacher when I started teaching in like 2016, and I had a lot of kids come around like 2019, 2020, really, really excited about K-pop. And I'm pretty sure BTS is coming back.
Yeah.
From selective service, or from like draft service, basically. Yeah. So like, I know K-pop really hasn't died for the people who really like it. So to have a show that does K-pop, but it's a Sony's production, like,
yeah. Well, and what's weird is it's just pop because it's American, right? Like,
it's very American.
I think it's just K-pop because it takes place in Korea and it has like Korean actors and voice actors and stuff like that. So but it's just pop, and I don't know. Maybe that's for its benefit.
I just find it interesting that a Japanese company made a K-pop like TV show. Like, it's just mind blowing to me, because I'm like, what about J-pop? Like, where
yeah,
exactly. Like, does it all get categorized under K-pop now?
I guess I don't know. I don't know what the cutoff is.
Yeah, so I find that quite interesting. So I think that's really cool, though. I really like that kids will be getting into anime in a different way, instead of like the traditional like One Piece, or not even just One Piece, like Pokemon and all those other things. Like, this is something your kids and other kids will go, do you remember K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be that like phenomena, like how we had Pokemon. We'd rush home from school to watch that. They had, hey, remember the summer when K-pop Demon Hunter came out and everybody just binged the crap out of that?
Well, and I was talking to my wife about today's episode, and I was like, oh, I'm really excited to talk about pet peeves, but I'm also kind of nervous because like there's a lot. And she gave me a couple, and I was like, we can both talk about anime about the same ones. We both watched them, and it's just because they were on, and we both watched the same ones. And like, I know I like went way more into it than she did, but she's like, yeah. We were bringing up TV shows that we hadn't watched in a long time, like Johnny Quest, and like all these old TV shows, like what was it, Ghost, some Space Ghost, and like
Space Ghost.
So we were just talking about all these old shows we used to watch.
Coast.
Yeah,
good stuff. Yeah, no, they'll get to have that kind of experience too, which is fun.
So you have 2 more news announcements, though, because that's just K-pop.
I do, yeah. So the next one is the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle became Japan's first movie to cross 10 billion yen, which is insane for them. But along with its massive success has come its massive illegal downloads. Let's put it that way. There was one Facebook post or one Facebook page in particular that had 700,000 views of the movie. Just one post. Illegally, of course. So they're estimating it's well over like 1 to 3 million illegal downloads of this at this point.
So here's the thing. Like, I have never sailed the high seas looking for a show. Never done that. But if you like something this much, you pay for it. Like, wait for it, pay for it, enjoy it. If you're poor, maybe you're sailing the high seas, like, have fun with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's accessibility issues to it, right? Like certain groups are being kind of like targeted out of this. That's unfortunate. I think the biggest culprit of this whole thing, though, is the way that they like decided to do like a tiered release. Because they released it in Japan first, and I get it. They want to take care of, it's a domestic. They want their fans.
But if you would have just done one day, like you could have just done the Japanese day, they get it first, and then the Americans will get it the next day. Yeah, right? Like that would almost, or like in a week. But
because we've still got,
months,
we've still got 2 months.
It's July, because we're at the end of July. So August, and then it's here, right?
September 12th, I want to say.
Yeah, so we really have 5-6 weeks. And it just feels like a long time. And I totally understand that people who are like, I want to know, I want to be relevant, I want to be on topic. And there's going to be YouTube streams like, oh, I've seen it. This is what you guys are looking forward to. It's really not fair. But because you're kind of like cheating a little bit.
Yeah. What's crazy is this news article actually came from Forbes. So that's how like big this thing has gotten. Is Forbes is now reporting
$67 million movement in Japan. That's what that is in USD.
Yeah. So that's big for them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But that's just Japan. That's not what the US market will spend on this. The amount of merch that will make. Yeah.
I wait for the specialty popcorn buckets, right?
Oh my gosh, an Infinity Castle popcorn bucket? How much popcorn do I get?
Yeah, right? Oh.
A bottomless popcorn bucket, yeah.
The Forbes article that I found, it actually mentions Ufotable is pursuing legal action against everybody who illegally streamed it. And they claim, I don't know like how they would know this, but they claim that they will be able to track every person who illegally downloaded this, and they'll be able to find you. That's their claim here. So,
Dang.
There might be some trouble because of this, because I think they're looking at it and going, 1 million to 3 million illegal streams. That's times that by $20 at a movie theater. That's how much money we lost.
That's $20 where you have the distribution network. You're paying all these other people, and then on the back end they get a cut, right? So like you're probably talking like, let's just like in fairness, like maybe 10 or $7 per movie ticket, right?
Yeah.
If we just did 10, I mean that's $30 million. There's your next billion yen. Like, right?
There's your next budget for the next movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is what I'm saying is like if like I understand being a poor kid and like not being able to afford the luxury to go to the movies and watch Infinity Castle. I don't blame the 14-year-old who went to a streaming site, pulled it up on his phone and watched it. I don't blame that kid.
Yeah.
What I do blame are the YouTubers and the other people who are going to go out there and who have the money and can be patient, and they're going to go cheat and steal it, right? Because they're just promoting the theft of something we all love. I love this stuff.
Sure, absolutely. But on the other hand of this, I can see the argument being made, right? I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I like that.
That any press is basically good press, right? We've heard that saying before. This is free marketing for them. 1 million to 3 million people, word of mouth, are going to be like, that was good. Go see it. Like, I don't know that it's basically free marketing. I mean, $30 million of marketing, but I don't know. It could end up being a wash. I think.
Yeah. So as my wife was saying, she has this new phrase, "nothing burger." Could end up being nothing. Yeah. Like they might just say we're pursuing. They might threaten legal action. They might send some letters, take it down. Yeah. Could be nothing. Could just be good advertisement, like you said. Yeah. And I could just be like I care about a company. Maybe I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be unfair to be like upset at Ufotable for doing this because they're just going to act in their best interest, right? They want to take care of their company and make sure their employees and animators get paid. Obviously, their executives, blah, 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 whatever. But not only that, think about the projects that this could fund. What is Ufotable going to do next after Demon Slayer? Don't we want them to have as much budget and expenditure to be able to put that onto, I don't know, maybe they're going to take on some new IP that's going to just blow us away. So like,
Yeah,
I
actually,
don't want
know.
to rob the future experience. You know what I mean?
Because I feel like on my Tubi red lists, like there's a lot of good stuff, but I don't know which ones are animes yet.
Yeah,
I bet they're gonna
we'll
pick up a
have to
webtoon. I bet they're gonna pick up a webtoon. Just watch.
Yeah.
Or maybe shorten Hame no Ippo. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and we all know that they do incredible animation. Like you could say whatever you want to say about the story of Demon Slayer. You can say whatever you want to say about the voice acting, whatever. The fact is they made an incredible anime.
Yeah, they did.
Like,
they
the quality
really
of
took
it
the
is good.
page to life, and they did a really good job making it come off the page and add movement to what I saw in my head.
Yeah.
So
and then you
that's
look at
pretty
their
good.
other stuff, you look at like Fate Stay Night, that's like legendary. It's so good. So
Okay,
I'm
so I actually Fate Stay Night is like a pet peeve. I do not like the Fate series.
that's fine, but the animation again,
Yeah,
it's like Ufotable
like,
is like peak at that.
I'll go through that doom scroll where you're just kind of going through YouTube Shorts or like Reddit, and I'll like come up to like an anime fight scene, and if it's Fate, I'm like, don't like this, but God, that's freaking cool.
Exactly.
Like when all the swords come down, like I love that.
Oh,
Yeah, with the clock in the background. Yeah, I can think of so much because I gave that one a real shot. So
yeah. It's kind of a convoluted plot. It's weird. It's just a kind of janky show, but the animation and the fight scenes peak. And that's we love Ufotable for that. That's what they do best. So yeah.
So I
keep
think
pumping them out.
that's good, and it's like good news and bad news at the same time. It's like Ufotable's going after people, but I mean justifiably. And I'm also excited for Infinity. The Infinity Castle.
I can't wait. Yeah.
Honestly, like what I'm really stressed out about is this going to be another like Attack on Titan where it's the Rumble Part 1, the Rumble Part 2, like they're really dragging out the series, so I'm interested because I want the end of it, and it's like you guys are really making me pay for this, and it's not like I'm getting like they could have just done it sooner and like instead of doing all this hype,
Sure.
But at the same time, I get it. Like, that's kind of how the world is now.
Well, when you're getting to the finale of something, there is nothing better than like an IMAX theater sound system to experience it. And with as cool as Demon Slayer has been both visually and its audio, I mean, to me it warrants a theater experience. So,
Preston!
Look who it is! Hey, he got reincarnated. He got Truck Cooned right in the middle. Oh, he's gone again.
He's like, oh no.
What's up, man? Oh, you just caught us in the middle of talking about Demon Slayer and how it's absolutely blown up, and the anime community has been illegally downloading something to the tune of like 1 to 3 million views of the movie.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's hype is insane at this point.
And I had empathy for a company because that's a lot of money for a company to lose, and that's only on the Japan release, not on. And I do feel like the poor kid version. That's what I talked about, like where the poor kid can't afford to go to the movie, so he pirates it.
Right.
But like at the end of the day, like I honestly I just like anime.
Yeah. I want to pay for it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about how I think it definitely warrants a movie theater experience, right? Like the big screen, the big sound. Nothing punches quite as hard as anime sound. There's something about it. It's just extra crunchy. And then you put that in a movie theater where it's been master mixed and like perfectly designed for you.
But Dallin, this is only part 1.
I'll see 3 parts. I don't care. I'm excited, man.
You're the reason.
I'm the reason. Everybody can get mad at me. Look, I don't want to spend, $20 3 times to go see the finale of Demon Slayer, but
I will.
But I will because, damn it, I want to.
Especially if all the
Watch them release.
work. You want to.
Watch them release a popcorn bucket that comes out in 3 parts.
You have to stack it together.
That's the
There
Infinity
you go.
Castle.
Yeah, you flip them up and down.
There you go.
a long game.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. They would be pretty genius for doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and like I mentioned earlier,
pay me if you come up with that idea.
get some
Trademark
royalties
Tyler.
over to our podcast.
Infinity Bucket.
I think the real shame in it is that they, like we mentioned, they decided to push it out and have Japan go so much earlier than it released in the United States. I'm like, you kind of did this to yourself. So maybe learn from your lesson, and then when part 2 comes out, just release it the next
Look,
day.
people can be patient for a week, right? People cannot be
Maybe.
patient
Well,
for
especially
a
not
month
be
and a half.
quiet. And it's
Yeah.
one of those ones where if you want hype, that word of mouth, you think of all the things that have gone like super viral. Usually it's because the people go out of the theaters and they said, you know, that Avatar movie with the blue people in it? That was the most amazing, mind-blowing experience I've ever had. And then people, you know, flocked to it. And so it's one of those ones where like...
Do you guys remember when Lord of the Rings was in the theater? Like
Of
before?
course I do. Of course
Like
I do.
I remember the Return of the King opening night. We was in
Yes.
elementary school, and I was like, "Where's that kid who's usually in class?" Right? And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the next day he comes late that day. Oh, I slept in. I got to go to the opening premiere. And I was like, oh, everyone talked to him about it. Like, was it good? And he's like, Shelob was amazing. And we were all
Shut
just
up.
like,
No spoilers.
right? Yeah, like, and we were all like, okay, we got to go see it soon. I went and saw it twice in the same day. Like, I was like, it was so great,
Dude.
So like,
You remember
Yeah.
that? So you know the scene, right? The scene that everybody loves, where Gondor is coming down on Pelennor Fields. I think that is when, as a child, I saw that happening. The horns blow, and then I went, "You could just kill me now. I don't think it gets any better than this. I don't think I will ever experience theater better than this."
So my wife, and I think you've talked about this with her, is we all have a scene from a movie we use to calibrate our TVs for color. And Pelennor Fields seems to be a common one.
That's mine.
Because
Yeah.
you'll put on Pelennor Fields and be like, is the color right? Is the image right? Does it look right?
Is
And
the
my
sound
wife will
good?
put
Yeah.
on, I think my wife will put on just the intro for the fellowship. So when they're going through the Shire and
I
stuff.
feel it in the
they-
water.
Yeah, like,
I
and you
feel
get the
it in the
greens and
air.
stuff. Yeah.
Much is now lost. Whatever.
So yeah, I mean, like, I would probably use something different, but she uses those.
I love that.
Epic. All right, I got one more news story for you guys. So the San Diego Comic-Con just happened, right? And while at Comic-Con, they announced the new Avatar movie,
Yes.
which is going to be Aang. It's the Legend of Aang. So it's going to tell kind of the story of after Avatar. I think it's going to mostly focus on like Zuko and kind of figuring out everything that happened with his mom. Because I know that they kind of planted all those seeds and then they sort of just left it there as a kind of a giant loose thread. So I think they're
So
going to
they did
go in
make
and
a
tie that all
comic,
up.
and they do tie that up.
Yes.
So it is there. I think it's going to be more complicated than most people think.
Yeah.
So no spoilers. I'm not going to.
And so part of what they released with San Diego Comic-Con is, one, the announcement. Two, they announced another Avatar series is coming out where there's going to be an Earthbender Avatar. That's going to be really cool. But the big news was, for this movie, they released some of the casting, and they replaced the actor for Zuko with Steven Yeun, who played Glenn from The Walking Dead, is how most people would recognize
So
him.
this is bothering me because I think I just saw Zuko, or the voice of Zuko, on another podcast talking about being Zuko, and like, so it confuses me. It's not like he's done acting.
No, I think he's just playing the young version of him, and then Steven Yeun is playing the old version of him. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, listen, guys, Avatar came out like what, 15 years ago at this point? These actors have already grown up. Like, why would you just completely? Not that I have nothing against Steven Yeun. I think he'll probably do an amazing job. I think he's a great actor. But like Donnie Brasco, I think is his name. Like, why would we change? His voice is iconic. First of all, he's motherfucking
right.
Rufio. Like,
Rufio.
don't touch that.
Rufio.
And then, yeah. And then he's Zuko. And like the voice of Zuko is so like iconic to the character that I think changing it is going to be weird. Even if they're
Well,
justifying it with he's aged
Is
or
it
whatever.
still animated? Is it still the same industry that made it?
Yeah, it's all
Right?
the same people.
So if
and
it's
everything.
all the same, I think we'll be okay, right? Because
Yeah.
if they take the Ghibli approach that they took in the first two, where everything needs to be hand drawn, they take their time, do it right, and tell a good story. Like, I know Korra got a lot of backlash when it first came out, but I still think
I
about
love
it.
Korra. I'm a
I
Korra defender.
still,
So.
yeah, honestly, I still think about it. Like, I literally will be sitting there and I'll be like, Avatar was good, but what about Korra?
Everyone's
Like,
just mad because it was
The
for
ending.
the aged up. It was the aged up audience and the ending. Yeah.
honestly, the ending was like kind of off. Like, it was just a quick cutoff ending, And
I wonder if they knew they were going to get canceled or something, and were just like, "Hey, let's just tie this up real quick before we get kicked
While
off."
we still have
Yeah.
money.
I kind of wonder if it was something like that.
It seemed abrupt,
Yeah.
and I think we could mention that as a pet peeve. Abrupt endings that were not deserved. Because like even as fans, really bothered me. Really bothered me. But I love the system of magic in Avatar, like the world system that they have built.
Yeah.
I really love, and Korra evolved that even more.
Yeah, it took that like whole almost steampunk aesthetic and applied it to the world. And I'm usually not a very big steampunk fan, but there's something about the way that they handled it. I really liked it.
So I saw this headline that you're talking about. Now, I did not know that they had an Earthbender planned. So
yeah, they're doing a new series.
Is it post Korra or pre Aang?
It's post Korra.
Whoa, that's gonna be weird.
It's a new, and I think it's twin avatars, which is going to be interesting.
So, but that would mean Ravi's soul, which was put into Korra again, would be split. Or if Ravi's soul is in one twin, would what's the anti Ravi basically would be in the other ones?
Yeah, I don't know. Or they're just going to be like, "Hey guys, remember Korra? That didn't happen. Here's a new avatar."
But like metal bending in Korra was so sick, and lava bending.
Lava bending was cool. Yeah.
And then the blood bending freaking arc was so good. Like it was so well done. It was so well done. Lightning to power the city, like everyone was lightning bending. Like it was great.
Yeah. It was really cool. I have to admit, but I have no idea other than it's an earthbender. I'm pretty sure it takes place after, and it's going to be twins.
Also,
and I don't know if the twins know about each other, and it might be that only one of them is the avatar and the other one doesn't have avatar powers. I'm not sure how this is going to all work.
It could be like, okay, so like you got to think like the books in Avatar, we skip water, right? Because Aang already knew. We skip air. So
Right.
the first book is water, then the second book is earth, and the third book is fire.
Right.
But then what's the new bending Aang learns at the end of the series is energy.
Energy bending, yeah.
Right? And I think that's what Korra's first book is, right? Is energy.
I'd have to...
Or something like that.
It's been a minute. I don't think hers are based... I don't think her books are based on elements.
But they're based on the progression of a...
I think it's like Spirit. I think Spirit is the second one though. I can't remember now.
It's talking about like mind, body, and...
So yeah, so it goes. It's different than Aang's. It goes air because it's the one element she doesn't really know.
That's right. She struggles it too. Yeah.
Then Aang already kind of had this relationship with spirits. The second book is spirits.
Okay.
And then change, and then balance.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I remember. I feel like that like system of being an avatar has to happen a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for the books. Are they like how they'll label them?
Yeah.
I honestly, I really loved Korra. I will admit though that as a poor college student at the time, I did pirate Korra. And
naughty.
But
you were just finger wagging. You were just finger wagging everybody.
I understand the poor kid. I get it. I was just watching it on my phone.
I was just giving you crap, man. I
streamed that, and I had to like click through ads. I was worried about viruses.
Like
the
mine
whole
with
time.
bleach.
Oh yeah, you're like infecting your family computer.
Yeah.
When I was in college, it was the same thing.
I loved it,
Unsecured networks in a college dorm are a horrible thing because then I was getting into everybody's hard drives, and I was like, oh, this guy's got the whole first season of Power Rangers. All right.
I wish I knew you.
And that was around the time that I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. And then I think that was when Napster or LimeWire, one of the guys got sued like real bad, and they were like, all right, we're cracking down on everybody on piracy. And I was like, all right, never again. I've sworn my life from crime.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I remember Napster. I remember downloading LimeWire and stuff.
LimeWire. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I accidentally like porn botted my family's computer with LimeWire.
I remember downloading things and then not being what I downloaded.
Yeah, you're like Linkin Park, and then it's just porn. And you're like, oh, yeah. Man, the internet was just a wild, wild west.
I've never done any crimes. Just
no crimes. Oh, all right. Let's get into our anime pet peeves before we talk about the worst anime of all time. I think we save that for the very end. But I say let's jump over to our anime pet peeves. I know, Tyler, you've been doing a lot of research on this one.
So I had to do some soul searching. I even like on the drive over here. I'm like, babe, I've got a dilemma. I have to talk about pet peeves in anime. And oh boy, did my wife lay it, because my wife's not a big anime fan. She takes a long time to get into an anime. So like I'm like, what is it that bugs you? And I feel like we have similar things. We have similar things. I did not like holding a mirror up to myself because I ignore these things in some animes, and then I don't ignore them.
Like
in
it's
others.
forgivable for whatever reason.
So like you, for whatever reason, like so I will start backwards because I'll save my top one for last. So and then I'll let you guys throw stuff in. But my number 5, number 6, I think it's 6.
I only have 4.
Pet peeve.
So.
Pet peeve is explain everything.
Oh my
Can't tell you how
gosh!
many times
Yes.
I've heard Colby
Yes,
say
and
that.
I get so annoyed. Now, here's the thing. I was like, okay, I have to give examples. I've watched a lot of animes, and I kept going, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Explains everything. But it's literally a card
Yep.
game.
Yeah, you kind of have
So
to.
I
I laid
You
down
kinda
this
have
card,
to.
therefore I
But
put
then-
this trap card out, and because of this trap card, we did this. Yeah, like totally does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I get why people wouldn't want to watch that. I was like, so maybe Pokemon does that a little bit. But again, understandable. But then I was like, what? I had to hold a mirror up to myself, and I had to look at myself and say, what are you avoiding saying? And it's Naruto. It's Naruto. Naruto explains everything.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest,
every jutsu.
I was just about to say, if I'm being honest, even Jujutsu Kaisen, it'll be in the middle of doing something. It'll be like pause, and like a little chalkboard will come up, and a teacher, and he's like, the blue and the red, and you put it together, and it makes purple void because the blah blah blah, and the gravity reverses. Now continue, and then it like goes
No,
back to
but
the
that's comedic. That's comedic. If I care enough, pause, look at the diagram.
Yeah.
If I don't care enough, moving on.
Yeah, but you know the amount of anime bullshit that is in those equations.
That's
You
true.
just have to be like, okay, sure,
Yeah.
gravity does that. Okay, and, like you just have to kind of let it just go over your head and be like, okay,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
go.
when
I'll
they-
go
that's
with
When
it.
they know,
That's
hey,
not how
I'm
it
really
works.
pushing the boundaries of comfort level and what people will actually understand, so I have to explain the joke a little bit. When they over-explain it, yeah, I agree.
So
Yeah.
explain everything. That's at the bottom of my list because I can ignore the explain. everything.
So where's your line? Is it hey, they need to, like Yu-Gi-Oh, hey, they got to explain it because it's the rules of the game? That's acceptable to some extent, but is it like, hey, we just showed you the plot, now we're going to go back and tell you the same exact thing we just showed you?
Yeah.
Because for me, that's where the line is.
So like when it's repetitive, and I hate to say this because sometimes I really like it, and I really really hate to say this, but it's like the flashback episodes, like
Oh, yeah.
where I get like right in the middle of a battle and I get a flashback.
Or not,
And
like
I'm
Naruto
like-
in the
and
last
I
one.
get this
Here's
whole villain
30
backstory.
flashbacks. You're like,
Yeah, and it's just
A flashback in a flashback.
Yeah, and if they're going through the villain's history, they're explaining stuff. Then we fast forward to the present, and they still kind of talk about it, and it really bothers me. That's kind of like over explaining for me. It's like, you guys, we get it, we get it. You only had to say it once, and not every villain
I
needs.
feel
a
like
flashback.
that's a little
Not
bit
every villain
of
needs a
saying,
flashback.
you know, it's storytelling, right? Good storytelling doesn't. They lay the seeds, and then they let you pick up on it, and then when those seeds flower, some people get it, some people don't. Whereas, like you said, if they go and say, "Oh, look at this flower and look at this thing," then you're like, "Oh, that's novel," and then they go, "Oh, but yes, and look, this is how we wrote it," and then it starts to get annoying at that point, right? So
Yeah, I feel like anime does this a lot where they withhold information until it's absolutely relevant and then they let it out. And I think like Demon Slayer comes to mind because they don't give you any of the demon's backstory until right when he starts cutting off his head, and then you get the flash of the backstory.
And you also have over explaining of their ability, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we watched them do it, and now you're going to explain it to me 8 times.
I didn't die even though you stabbed me in the heart because my breathing can move my organs.
wait a
Like,
second, what?
Okay.
Honestly, you could have gotten stabbed in the heart, and I'd have been like, he heals
Fine, he
fast.
just heals. Yeah, exactly.
Even without that,
Yeah, you didn't need to
But,
explain
like-
it to me. You're already a cartoon. Like I'm already invested, man.
But hold a mirror up to yourself, and like my favorite part of One Piece right now that's just airing is Kuma just got a whole flashback. And he was like a villain anti-hero for a little bit, and he gets a whole flashback, and then boom, it goes right back to reality, and it matters, and it's over with, and I cried, and it was great, and I love it, and I put the mirror down while I watched that, and didn't, and like so like you have to kind of look at yourself and go where you kind of do ignore it sometimes. So
Yeah.
like I feel like in anime there's a little bit of ignoring things that you
true.
normally wouldn't.
my wife said the
Absolutely,
same thing
yeah.
about Naruto, and I'll save it for mine. But yeah, like Having people come back to life every time. So now every time someone comes back to life in a movie, she's like, "Oh, what is this, Naruto?"
But that's the Superman thing. Like, have you ever seen the rant about Superman can't die?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Naruto's like, Itachi can't die. Like, yeah, he's dead, but is he really dead? Right? Like, like, are the Hokages dead? Like, are they?
Right? Or they become part of the Force.
In a universe that can bring anyone back. And Naruto just got, like, in Boruto, Naruto just got put in an infinite prison.
How many times
Like-
has Krillin
Yeah,
died?
exactly. And Vegeta,
How many times has Goku died?
Yeah.
Like, my son's on the drive home hearing me and my wife talk about this, and he's like, "Dad, can I watch Dragon Ball Z?" And I'm like, "No." And my wife looks over at me and she's like, "Yeah, he can." And I'm like, "No, he can't."
No, he
and
can't.
she's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Piccolo blows a hole through Goku, first episode."
Yeah. And you're like, yeah. And aside from that, do you want him learning from Master Roku's
Master Roshi.
Master Roshi.
or Master
Well,
Roshi's
and he's like, "Can I watch
pervy
he's
ways
like,
at that
Can I
age?"
watch Dragon Ball?" And I'm like, with me there, yeah. Like, but like, I still
most
don't
of it
want
will
him
just
Most
Yeah,
of them are-
right over his
like
head.
what I only think about in the very first scene. It's very it just shows his full anatomy
Uh-huh.
in Dragon
That's
Ball.
true. There's
Yeah.
just straight up Goku penis in the first episode.
Nope.
So I mean, yeah. All right, someone else have a pet peeve because
Okay, Preston,
that's
you
one
go.
of mine.
You go.
I think one of the ones that at least with the current tropes that you see in kind of what I would consider like rerun animes, is the overpowered main character that has no struggle at all, and it's not funny.
Yes.
It's the isekai problem.
Yeah.
Like isekai can be good, but it's the full sentence isekai. I'm a level 9999 whatever,
Well,
right? Like, and I can do
It's
everything.
acceptable if there's something that's like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to be funny about it. Case in point is Ugly Mug. Ugly Mug is hilarious,
Yes,
but
Dang it, guys! Now I gotta watch it.
that
You
first episode
guys,
is
why
freaking
do you
great.
have to like stuff like
and
that?
he
Come
is
on.
stupid overpowered, and so.
Yeah.
But again, like if it's the ones that I think for me it's, and I don't want to call it cringe because it's not really cringe. It's more like I'm overpowered and I have to tell you I'm overpowered and then I'm going to be overpowered and what's the point of this story?
Forever.
Yeah, that's
So,
the line I
is
draw.
is it the lack of stakes that
think
ruins it
so.
for you,
I
or
think
like
so.
what? Okay.
But there's no lesson to be learned. Like it's sometimes it's a little bit like the Superman complex. Like when a hero hits a Superman level point where nothing can
How do you
affect
relate
them,
to that character?
what's really the challenge, right? Like what is the challenge? And I haven't, so like I don't think I've seen the new Superman because I haven't. And I'm sure there's people out there who have, but like Superman does have that problem where it's like he's boring sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
He's
the
the
only
true
way,
Boy Scout. Everyone wants to say it's Captain America, but everyone
it's
knows
True Boy
Superman's
Scout,
the true Boy Scout.
But I will point out when, like, Superman in the comics as well as in this new movie deals with emotional stuff more. That can be really interesting.
Exactly.
Like Ugly Mug is technically dealing with his insecurities. Mugen Tenchi or whatever, he's a little overpowered for a main character in that universe. However,
Mushoku Tensei? Yeah. Okay.
Mushoku Tensei.
For a
He's
second, I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Mushoku
Gotcha.
Tensei, he's overpowered a little bit, but
Yeah.
he's dealing with struggles that are
Yes.
internal the whole time, and I think that
Well, it's-
really matters.
Like how much can you relate to a character? Like with solo leveling, when I look at like an overpowered person and character, he's up there, right? But I loved
Oh,
that
yeah,
because it
absolutely.
was that grind that like I can relate to this person where he got knocked down and he's trying to struggle. He's doing that whole martyr syndrome where he's like trying to save everybody behind the scenes but not take any of the credit. There's when I'm thinking about any of the times that I see that in anime, the thing that really strikes home with me is something I can relate to as a father, as a human being, as a husband, a son, a brother, whatever that is. If I can relate to it, then it's good. But if it's something that they're just like, I'm just over the top here and I'm not over the top. I'm not that over 9,000 strength.
I'm not the chosen.
I'm
one.
not the
That's
chosen
problem
one.
with, like, and I really,
I
think,
thought I was when I was like
Exactly.
17, and then
Yeah.
I hit 30, and I went, "Damn, none of the chosen one
I
stuff has
know.
happened."
Where's the quicksand?
So I think that's I think that's the big point is that shonen anime. This is a big problem with shonen anime. Like we're really talking about the problems with shonen anime because if you look at other animes, yeah, they'll carry some of these tropes, but some of the ones written by females tend to ignore these things. And I'm going to point out Full Metal. I don't.
Yeah.
Most of my gripes will be like Full Metal will be an exception. Almost every
Yeah.
single one of my gripes.
So, how do you guys feel about One Punch Man then? Because he's like the most overpowered of all time. So,
It's
like,
not-
What,
but
he's
see,
hilarious.
What makes that one work? Yeah, I just want the contrast
you're
of like
absolutely
why
right.
one
You're
works,
absolutely right.
why the other one doesn't, right? Because if we're holding the
You're
mirror up to
absolutely right.
ourselves, we ignore it for that, right? So why?
Because that's the
why?
point. It's satire.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the
I
think
whole
that-
point.
that doesn't make-
It's
Okay.
if Goku was walking around a city.
It's the Mashal
Yeah,
syndrome.
yes.
Like it's funny because he just can trounce through everything.
Yeah, I think it's the comedy.
Yeah, because you're just gonna how can the writers get around, like, that's what's funny about Mashal to me. How can the writers get around the fact that he doesn't have a broom? Well, I'll just kick
how
my
can
legs.
they
swim.
How can they get around the copyright laws? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, right. Like J.K. Rowling's not gonna sue.
She's like, I already have enough bad press with all the trans stuff. I better leave Mashal alone.
Yeah, these anime nerds, I need them.
Yeah, they'll riot.
Yeah, I just Mashal I can ignore it, and it's because it's satire. I think that's the funny part about One Punch Man. But also, I actually love the build up in One Punch Man to the next thing. So like I'm waiting for what is the next thing that's going to challenge the One Punch Man, right? Because in our very first few arcs, we're
The
like,
2-punch HP bar. That's
yeah,
what
right.
challenge
Like,
him.
I bet that will be his happiest day when he gets to punch twice.
I was isekai'd into another world, and my special power is slapping people with their own HP bar. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
weird.
Ooh, yeah, there we go.
But
I
yeah,
love One
I'll
Punch
hit
Man.
you guys with one. Episodes that don't progress the plot. That is it's my bottom pet peeve because sometimes it's okay. I will overlook it sometimes if it develops character or if it is just really fun in some sort of way. But a lot of times it's either filler because they caught up to the manga, or they're saying, "Hey, we think we can do a better job than the original storytelling. We're gonna do our own spin." And it's like, don't
Yes.
you dare.
Yes.
Leave it alone. Stop
Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Can I add to that along
Go
those
for it.
lines? In the United States, when we receive anime, and it's same within England and other places, they will dub, like when they do the subs. And I actually watch dub with subs, so I will watch subtitles and I will listen to it in English sometimes. If I notice that the subs were made for the Japanese language, and I notice that the
Yes.
English words
Oh
that
my
they say
gosh.
are different, I almost want to scream. Well, I pause the show and I go, "Babe, look at this!"
so bad.
And I rewind 10
Look at
seconds.
this.
But it's funny too,
bullshit.
because like one translation is like, okay, I made it say he was a gentleman, and over here is like, you're an asshole. Like like when it doesn't line up, because what I've heard happens is like as a voice actor,
When they're
trying to
saying
get it.
something totally different, like stick to the material
Yeah,
that you
well, at that
released
point, it's like-
originally.
What is it? The English voice actor's script was incorrect, or was it
Right.
the
I
localized
suspect that
translation?
it's they're
was
trying to
incorrect?
match
Like,
the mouth movements, is what it is. That's what I suspect.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a
But
good one.
I don't know.
I don't care. I watch kung fu movies. I'm fine.
I love a good kung fu movie where the
Right.
mouth is moving like 5 seconds after
I
they're
gotta
done
kind of ad
talking.
lib and be
Yeah.
like, all right, gotta get it close to the script, but I have to say it this way. I'm gonna give him
Yeah.
the benefit of the doubt there, but I agree with you. That drives me nuts.
Oh, but I mean, like changing the source material. Like I'm gonna point out Bleach. Like I'm gonna pick on my favorite shows. Bleach is a freaking horrible one with this, especially with filler. Their filler. I did not know what a filler was. I had no clue, and I'd be watching it.
What was the
what
point
the
of this?
hell is going on? I thought he was dead. Like, and I thought they hated each other. And then my brother Jeff, he ruined it for me. He was like, "That's a filler," and I'm like, "What's a filler?" He's like, "Oh, the anime hasn't caught up. The anime caught up with the manga. We gotta wait." I'm like, "I have to wait."
Excuse me?
It's like, yeah.
I could
What
skip
is this?
this.
Hunter? Come on.
Yeah, I'll admit, when I went through Dragon Ball for the first time, I went on and I looked and I said, "What are all the filler episodes?" And I'm just skipping them all. And I did. And like, is that the true experience? Maybe not. But I wanted what the manga had to offer. I didn't
I
want it to
did
be
that to
tainted
Sailor
in any
Moon.
way.
I did that to Sailor Moon. It was
Yeah.
way better that way.
Yeah, I feel like it's okay. Like, if you want to skip the filler, you're really not missing much. Like, if you want the full experience, fine, go for it, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like filler to me is kind of that, like, you're treading on holy ground almost. It's like you're messing with the intent of the story, and I don't like it.
Naruto fans, you have some of the worst filler too. So about episode 164, that's where the Sasuke Naruto on the lake fight happens. The original Naruto series goes to episode 300-ish. You can just skip everything after the lake fight. Pretty much just skip it all. So that's half the series, and just start Naruto Shippuden. and you're good to go. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. Like
But what's
that
crazy
will work.
too is when we were kids and we were getting some of these shows like that, people didn't know what filler was. Like unless you were an adult during that time, like us kids, we were just like, this is what's on TV. We're just
Now
watching,
we're just
right?
seeing
Like
patterns
we don't
because
know any better.
we get more perspective, right? Where the perspective is we can see
Yeah.
it. And closer. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a Naruto fan, I agree with that.
Yeah, so yeah, you can honestly skip past the because like really what happens? Sasuke leads, goes with Orochimaru. Naruto's looking for it, but also doing all these side quests with all his friends. And then at the very end of the series, he leaves with Jiraiya Sensei. Right?
Yep.
That's pretty much it. So if you just cut out all the side quests, and then you just jump to leaving with Jiraiya Sensei, which they go over when he like in Naruto Shippuden, you didn't miss anything.
There you go. All right, Preston. What about you? What's your next one?
Let me see. I've got a list. I got 10 here. Let's find one that's good. So one.
Whoa, you have way more than 8.
Well, that was funny.
Oh, we were 6
You
and
said
you
we
have
had to
10.
do some soul searching. I did some soul searching, and I was like, all right. Right. And I'm going to rewind just a little bit. But when we're talking about the over-explaining stuff, as someone who feels like I'm pretty on the spectrum, when people explain things, the subcontext of a conversation to me, I feel so much more comfortable, right? And so I wonder if that's also appealing to the thing. But in this, anyway, that's like a side thing. But for me, that does.
We could have a whole conversation, I think, about why anime and people on the spectrum are like a perfect circle. I think, like, I don't think it's a Venn diagram. I think it's just one perfect circle.
And I think it's a good, the best place to be, personally. But so we've talked about over-explaining.
Anyways,
poorly written female characters is one for me, and like the fans, if they're there just for fan service,
Okay,
to me it like pollutes the story. Unless it's if it's a comedy and they're making fun of the fact that it's fan service or whatever, and they're doing something, then maybe I get away with it. But most of the time, if you have a bimbo character in there that is just there for fan service, why?
I feel bad because I'm going to point out Orihime from Bleach. Right?
I was just about to say, Orihime from Bleach, but also we just watched Fire Force. Is that the time we put the mirror down and don't care because we're like it's kind of funny?
It's kind of funny
because she's just got a weird cattail thing mixing stuff. The lucky
turned
ledge or
her tail
whatever.
into a bowl. Like what?
Is it because it's just so absurd that you can't help but laugh?
Possibly.
At it?
It was uncomfortable
because it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me in Fire Force for some reason, and almost every other anime, I'm just like, oh,
try
here
this
we
one.
go.
Try this one, because like boob envy, like where it's the small one with like next to the one with the big chest.
Oh yeah.
That's annoying. Like I don't care. Like and then lollies. I don't like any of those, and those sidetrack from the story as well. It's like
I also have lolly on my list, so I think
especially lollies.
Got to be one of the worst
that are
tropes.
Pushing themselves on the like older whatever protagonist. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, or they're like, oh, it's my older brother, and it's like, what are we doing?
Oh god,
that's one for me. All right, so down. Who's next?
Who's next? He's gonna puke. It's rainbow vomit. Okay, so
I also just real quick on that note, I do want to say I know there are cultural differences, and I get that that's where it stems from. So like, I don't want to say like I'm hating on their like. I get that they have their own culture, they've developed their own way, so I'm not going to crap on what they do for them. But as an American watching it, that's one of the elements that just doesn't translate well. No matter how like you want to justify his lines on a page, I get it. It's not actually happening, but it doesn't make it any less harder to digest.
Again, going to the things that I can relate to, or the things I'm like, okay, that drives me is I feel like my wife is a beautiful and smart and capable and absolutely sexy woman, right? And so in anime, if the person is just a bimbo and they're just there for looks, I can't like. There's so much more punch to it when that person's like, I am both deft at I'm as deft at my craft as I am at whatever we're trying to accomplish within the anime, right?
Winfrey.
Yeah, Winfrey.
Perfect example. Winfrey.
She's like the we can do it or you can do it girl or whatever. Like
exactly.
Love that.
Yeah. I actually want to add to this because my second one that really bothers me is overtly perverted character design. Because I almost won't touch the anime because I have please put them on Dad-ime san. That's a show that just came out on Crunchyroll. I won't touch that. Not watching that. And then the other one was Prison School. I was like, this one bothers me a bunch. It's
Yeah,
It's
funny
overtly
that you
sexual.
mentioned that one.
Yeah.
It's gonna come up later in one of our other topics.
Because I can't. I don't like these.
Yeah.
Like, and it's funny because I see Prison School as an anime, and I have an addiction to manga. I read so much, and so like when I'm looking for a new one, I clicked on Prison School, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this. And
Yeah.
then I see it as an anime. I'm like, someone paid for that. There's a producer.
Somebody went
who
out
made
there and
this.
said, "Here's a bunch of money. Go make this thing."
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Nope.
All right, I'll hit you with one. One of my pet peeves. It's not my top pet peeve, but it's probably the one right below it. Is trend chasing anime, aka like an anime comes out and then 7 other clones of it come out the next 2 seasons.
Isekai.
I can't stand that. Yes, isekai, and I think this is why I struggle with isekai so much, is because and I'm not saying Sword Art Online started it. I know there were other isekais before it. I know there was light novels
And there are
mangas that came
diamonds in the
before it.
rough.
But Sword Art Online sort of put it on the map as like, hey, this is cool and everybody likes it. And then
Here's
we got
a
a
video
billion
game.
knockoffs. Yeah, but then I'm willing to overlook it when it's like Sunraku, right? Like I'm fine with it. It's
Shangri-La
I don't know
Frontier
why.
is great.
Mushoku Tensei, I'm fine with it for some reason. But
Actually, I think I know why. So Sword Art Online is overly dramatic. He's overpowered, but it makes sense in the story. Shangri-La Frontier, it all makes sense. It's funny, it's enjoyable, it's lighthearted. It's just a blast to watch, and it's cool freaking battles.
and it reminds me
Right?
of Dark Souls,
Yes.
like the world
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, and I think they're making fun of it because like you really look at it and he's wearing the bird mask and he's no
self-aware.
clothes.
It's
And I'm like,
self-aware.
that is Let Me Soul
Yes.
Her. That
Yep.
is what that is.
Absolutely.
And so like it's just enjoyable. But I do think like when I'm thinking like the video games one with stats, like Sword Art Online like overplayed itself.
Yeah.
Like it kept doing it.
Yeah, and so it's really hard when in a new season there'll be like 7 to 10 isekais that come out, and I know probably 1 or 2 of them is good, but I'm just like I don't want to sift through 10 of these things that I know are just going to be garbage. They're just going to be rehashes of something else.
You kind
I'm
of
on the
like, I
popular
like-
page right now.
I like when there's a unique twist to it. I think that's why I like Campfire
agree.
Cooking so much. Is it's like, hey, this is an
agree.
isekai, but let's do our own twist on this. And as much as people want to hate, vending machine anime, the vending
It's
machine isekai, it is stupid, but it does have its own unique twist to it. And so like I give it props for being like, hey, at least you did something unique. Like I don't like it, but good for you. And so it's kind of hard sometimes for me to be like, what isekai is gonna jive with me? And like 9 times out of 10 it doesn't.
Is it for every
But-
like 10 or 15? There's one golden one in there that's really, really good, and then the rest of them are just kind of.
Yeah.
And we did start out by saying that there will be exceptions to almost all of these rules.
Absolutely.
But like Sword Art Online, like if you watch it, it's super sappy. And compared to Shangri-La Frontier, where it's like, okay, my character is dealing with problems, he's thinking through it, it's enjoyable. My least favorite one, and my least favorite trope right now, which I seem to watch all of them, is like failure frame is one, and there's a couple others where they get here's the one I don't like. It's Ara Fortuata, I don't know, from Commonplace to World's Strongest. Basically, they get transported to the world, kicked out of the hero party because they're weak, put in a horrible, dangerous position, and then they are taking revenge on the world. And it just seems like that trope is like, can you guys come up with a new D&D campaign that we haven't heard before, like, or just something that like we haven't ingested 800 times already? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't like that.
Yep. Oh man. All right.
But I'm gonna put the mirror down after this episode and
Yep,
ignore
I agree.
most of
No, I
this.
agree. I like. There's plenty of animes that all violate these rules, and I'm like, I still love them.
yeah, absolutely. All right. Who wants to go next?
I'm on my number 1 right now, so
Okay.
I think I've said all of mine except for my number 1. So my
I think
number
it's the
one,
same number 1 as me, by the way.
I don't know because this bugs me. So I love Dragon Ball Z, so don't get me wrong. I love Solo Leveling and I love Demon Slayer. But when I watch Demon Slayer and he screams with such vigor into that microphone, and I watch Solo Leveling, and at the end of an episode he's just wailing, and I watch Dragon Ball Z and they're powering up, I cannot stand that screaming. I want to turn it off because it's too long. Like, I'm okay with some grunting and a little bit of grunting because, like, Dragon Ball Z does it so bad. Like, when you punch Piccolo in the stomach and he goes, ugh, right? Like, it's just, it's over the top. It's the sounds and the screaming that really sometimes will take me out of the moment. I'm like,
Now, is that before or after you had kids?
This is before
Okay,
and
okay.
during. But
I'm just
I can't
calibrating
stand
to
it.
see if it was the.
It's
So here's the deal for me. I can deal with the screaming when they're like charging up and running at each other and it's like cutting back and forth. It's and then it cuts over to the other guy. Like, I'm okay with that. What I hate,
so Pelennor Fields.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
you.
okay, yeah. This will be from the same anime. So Demon Slayer, it's guilty of both of these. The one I'm okay with is they're screaming at each other as they're powering up. The Uzui fight when he's fighting that one weird demon, and they're screaming back and forth, and their blades are going all crazy. I'm fine with that. But Zenitsu being a whiny little boy, just screaming like, I can't do this. Oh, why doesn't she like me? That's what I can't stand. I'm like, it's when the whining and the screaming get married and become weeming, scrining.
I mean,
It's a whale.
Wailing.
Yeah, it's a sad, sappy whale, and I can't stand it.
Yeah,
Right?
I skip. I hate to admit it. Anytime I almost called him Zuko. Anytime Zenitsu's on screen, I'm just like mute. I'm just gonna read the subtitles.
So again,
it.
an exception to most of my stuff is Full Metal Alchemist. You got to think Edward screams a lot in that anime, but when is he screaming? He's usually saying Alphonse, or he cares about the thing that's in front of him.
Yeah.
He's showing true emotion. I'm okay with that.
And all he can do is reach them with his voice. If he can't reach them with his body and soul or whatever.
Yeah, if he's stuck, he's actionless. He can't make a move. He uses his vocals. And I think like Demon Slayer uses a lot more of like I hate to say this, I think in the first episode after his family gets killed, there's a lot of like screaming wailing that goes on a little longer than it probably should. Yeah. And I think that's the episode that really sticks in my head. That's why I put like Demon Slayer in here. Obviously his family died, makes sense. We don't have to hear that.
Just cut to black.
Scream a little bit
and let it just like let it ring and just slowly pan it off as you fade. Just let it just hang in the air. Let it hang. Yeah,
silence speaks a lot louder.
I will say though, solo leveling when he's fighting the snake and he's screaming his guts off. It's different because it matches the animation, changes to be more aggressive, and I was like, okay, the intensity of the vocals and the intensity of the animation went hand in hand. Now it's cool. It's not annoying. Now it's cool.
This is a pet peeve. It is annoying. I wrote solo leveling snake fight. That's literally what I was thinking about.
Then you're going to hate Gachi Akuta, man.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. When I read Gachi Akuta, it's not screaming. But when I'm watching it, and he gets dropped into the pit, that was awesome.
Okay, speaking of Gachi Akuta, I not to derail us, but have you guys watched the episode 2 yet where there's the opening song for the first time?
No.
It is the most metal I have ever seen in an anime.
Is it more martial metal or is it more
heavier? It's got blacks. It's sick.
That's gonna be awesome.
I'm like, I can't believe. I feel like they're sort of pandering to Americans at this point with it, but I'm like, you know what? It's so kick-ass. I don't care.
Are they pandering or are they calling us out because, literally, it's a country that throws its trash out and sends it to another place for other people to deal with? That sounds a lot like America.
Yeah. Maybe, but either way, the opening of that is just so kick-ass. Anyways, okay, sorry. Back to the
flashback.
Please watch.
Barakuta, Gachiakuta.
So yeah, my biggest thing is over the top screaming. Again, it makes sense in some places, and I can't ignore it in the snake fight. I really can, but it does take me out of the moment. And sometimes it's to show how violent something is, sometimes to show how dramatic it is, but I think silence plays off better. I think when I think about the dog scene, so when the girl gets turned into a dog in Full Metal and then Scar blows her against the wall, there's not screaming. He just ends the misery and it's silent and it's horrifying.
Yeah. I think it's a different tone that they're trying to invoke, right? So I think silence works in that moment for sure.
But so does silence finding your family killed by a demon in Demon Slayer.
Agreed. They probably should have went with the silence there. Absolutely.
It would have impacted the viewer more.
I think I like it so much. you have to understand. Like, I think Gurren Lagann might be one of my favorite
They
anime of all
scream a
time,
lot.
Okay.
and that is the most screamy anime of all time.
So why can you ignore it?
Because it's so badass. I
don't
don't
know.
know.
It's
It's so
it's the
testosterone.
It's okay. It's okay that Tyler has a difference of opinion. Like right here for me, there are
Absolutely.
places where, like I get those goosebumps when you think about the rah rah re, where you have someone and he's like, oh, I'm going to give this epic speech, and they're not going to ruin our Independence Day, and then they fly up into the butt of the alien and explode and whatever. Those
Yeah.
moments for me,
Pelennor
Pelennor
Fields.
Fields, yeah, like those kind of like
Dude, it all goes back to me in third grade watching that.
when I peak.
Death!
Yeah.
Dang it, Peter Jackson, you ruined me for my whole life. I've always been
Not a lot of
chasing
Beast
that
fans.
high.
Fields.
I've been
Yeah.
chasing the high ever since.
Hey, got any more of that Pelennor Fields? I love it. I love it. But yeah, I think it's good. I think it, like you said, Tyler, I believe it has different impacts on different people, right? Because some people,
Yep.
that might be using the word triggering, right? That yelling or screaming or whatever else, that could be a problem where they're just like, hey, this is it, too much.
Actually, this now feels like a therapy session because I'm thinking back to my childhood. Maybe it is triggering.
Because it is. There's certain things like that you relate to. You think back
Welcome
and it's
to
like,
Dad
oh,
Anime Therapy, where we therapize through anime.
anime.
On today's episode, why did our dads yell at us?
I was just holding the flashlight. Hold it stronger. I'm sorry. I'm playing.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
5 times
You're hooking
7?
me with the fish hook. Get it out. Cast straight.
Now
cast
that one I
straight.
could probably understand because my dad's got a couple of hooks
Yeah,
in his
yeah,
face,
I hooked my dad's shin pretty bad one time.
but watch where the hook goes.
It was always just us kids. We always just got in there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're trying to put the worm on it. We just...
I won't go too far down this, but I was teaching a friend to fish at Boy Scout camp. And when he was casting, he went back like this. And for context, he was a Tongan guy, super tall, super like, I was half his size, right? And so he throws it back,
Yeah.
goes like this, and the hook went boop, and got me right here in the gullet. And he goes, "Phew," and he keeps pulling, and I was like, Johnny, stop, wait. And he's like, wait, don't it go. Just like, oh.
Is it my neck?
So, yeah, no, I totally
Oh, man,
get
that's
it.
horrible.
You
So I
kind
guess
of
in that
like. I
moment,
think
a
you just
scream might be
are.
okay.
Yeah, you just are an anime character.
I know, I was
at
like,
that
oh, here we
point.
go.
Like,
In an
he's
anime,
gonna
though,
he's gonna cast you out
in
there.
an anime, it would go right out, and there'd be a band-aid there the next
That's true.
episode. Just the,
Or I'd
Yeah.
get in there and I'd charge up and go, ah, and then they'd throw me and I'd scream the whole way.
Yeah, then you'd catch a fish. You'd catch a Gyarados.
Oh, I love it. Blasting off again. Oh man.
Well,
Sorry for the
So my
delay.
number one is actually the same as Tyler, but for different reasons.
Okay.
It's not the screaming power up; it's the whining screaming.
Yeah.
So we're two sides of the same coin.
I think we're actually on the same side, just maybe like adjacent, like because like
Yeah.
I don't like the sappy whiny scream and the cry, and it's like
Wail,
okay,
yeah.
you're stronger than this. It's
Yeah.
almost like they nerf their personality, so they build them back up each.
No,
arc.
man, it's the tough guy cry thing. Like when a tough guy cries, it makes everybody cry because you're not supposed to cry. Now I'm crying. It's that gets me every time. So if Guts cries, I cry.
That's fair.
Gus doesn't cry. I don't know what you're talking about.
He cries
Cries
blood.
blood.
He cries blood.
It's the most metal thing you've ever said.
Oh man.
Okay, Preston, what's your number one?
I'm gonna have to say fake deaths with no consequences. It's my exact same pet peeve for D&D is when it cheapens the story. When there's fake deaths and everything's like,
Yep.
oh, that person died, but I'm waving my magic wand back to life. We're fine. Everything's fine. No problems. It
Surprise.
drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I think like in Naruto, like what is it like? They bring back all the Hokages.
This is where I put
and
the mirror
fourth
down.
gets to fight,
For-
right? And I like it is so cool when Naruto gets
Yeah.
like Kumara's power, and they're fighting the tree, and like the Sharingan's gonna take over, and his dad shows up.
It's a
and,
powerful moment.
Like Rajin's the freaking beast ball away, and it's like this is the coolest shit ever.
Now
right?
Dallin knows where
But
the
then, like-
D&D character came from.
Yeah, but like it
Nice.
just it just is mind blowing how many people were reincarnated, and we were like, I feel like we solved this in the very first season when Orochimaru tried to bring all these souls back, didn't the third deal with
Just
this?
use that
Like,
sealing jutsu or whatever and pour away pieces of
yeah,
old stuff.
and like I'm sure there's a Naruto fan out there be like, nah, bro.
Actually.
But like it does cheapen the
does.
story just a little bit if you think about it too much.
It is.
Yeah, a resurrection has to be a ace in the hole once per
have
series
big
kind of
consequences.
thing. With like a big, yeah, like it causes something either bad to happen or there's a
monkey paw
cost
further.
associated with it, or they come back and they're not quite the same.
Frieza.
Like something.
Frieza and Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
When Dragon Ball Super came out, my little brother told me Frieza was in it. I was like, no, Frieza's dead, bro.
Frieza's dead. I don't care what
Okay.
you say.
He's dead to me. Frieza's dead. He was beaten. He's not that
Nope.
strong. Like Goku beat him at Super Saiyan 1. Like,
Or
Cell,
like,
you
yeah,
can bring
Darth
Cell
Vader.
back.
Think about Freyrin, right? Think about Freyrin. If they brought back Himmel mid-story, the whole show would be
agree.
ruined.
No, but like, because like the ending has to be she has to meet Himmel and tell him how she feels.
On the other
Yeah,
side.
on the other side. She's gonna die at 2000 and embrace him on the other
We both
side.
have the morbid.
No, don't. No, she can't. No, you can't do that because I'm gonna cry. Don't. Because like,
The story is Fern's story. Fern's gonna go. She's
No.
training Fern.
no.
She's the
that can't
Gandalf
happen.
to Fern's Frodo.
No,
Yes,
because like
man.
I've read this. She can't.
I don't want to make you cry, but it's how it has to end.
No, because she I don't think she can because like here's the thing. Hold on. There's that priest elf who's been alive for we don't even know how long, like in the series.
That's true.
right. I don't think she's gonna die. I think she does have to recompense the fact that she didn't value life for 1,000 years.
So
She
she's got to
didn't
find
live.
she's got to find a new Himmel, but not compare this Himmel to that Himmel. If that
No,
makes
I
sense.
think she needs to become the Himmel. Like what was good about Himmel was that he opened her up. And then
It's
now
such
she's
a
going
cherry
on this
hat.
adventure, and she's doing the things that Himmel did, not really realizing why Himmel did them. But then by the end of the journey, she will look at Himmel and say, I understand you more now, and I wish I could have valued that time a little bit more.
I like that.
I like that.
This
That
is
feels
more-
that feels more
agree.
on brand.
So if you hold up your tattoo, this is journey before destination.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? The
Or I
destination
guess-
is the end of the story, but the journey is the story. And I think that's where Fearon's going. Don't make me. I'm not gonna. She's not gonna die because I can't deal with that.
Okay, we're gonna have to have an episode where we talk about the anime that made us cry. Because oh my
Fearon
gosh.
clearly it touches me on a deep core because I'm terrified of death. So every
Fearon-
episode it makes me
yeah.
like focus on it, and I'm like I hate
Yeah.
this, and I
And
love it. At the
makes
same
you look
time.
at your immortality and yeah.
It's so bittersweet. All right,
Yeah.
before we all just start bawling over a dumb anime, let's
gonna
move
cry.
on to our next topic. So I put out a TikTok from last episode asking fans' opinions on the worst anime of all time, and we got over 100 anime responded back to us,
Nice.
which is quite a lot. So I had to sort through it all. I made a couple rules, a couple executive decisions. If the anime was only mentioned once, I cut it off of our list. I only picked things that had been mentioned multiple times, just for the sake of cutting down this list from 100 to like 10. Because there was a lot of people saying like just these individual animes that I'd never heard of. And to be fair, the fact that I never heard of them probably means they are really bad. So full points go to you for giving us a bad anime.
And there was a lot of
But-
hot take.
You
we
win.
also,
hot take.
we also have to thread the line of like where people are going to actually know what we're talking about too. So it's a balancing act.
And if more people have seen it, it probably means we can probably get a hold of it. Because
Exactly.
sometimes some animes are not like they're in the vault and they're not available.
Yes. Also, there's a lot of people who I think they're just lonely and they wanted some comments. So they were saying
One
things
Piece.
like One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, Naruto is the
Big
worst
three.
of all time. Calm down. All right. Go outside, touch grass, go talk to your grandma, go check on how she's doing. All right. Go upstairs and say hi to your mom.
Luffy would.
Okay.
Luffy would. He would touch grass.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Thanks for the suggestions. Your takes are terrible, but thanks for the suggestions.
You guys,
Okay, moving
hey,
on.
feel free to roast me in the comments for all my stuff I like. I really don't care. So.
Yeah. So let's go. I sorted this. Let's start with everything that got 2 mentions. So I put the title, the number of mentions, where it's streaming, and its MAL score, because I think its MAL score is important. So we have Elfen Lied,
Oh,
had 2
Really?
mentions. That's on Prime. I've seen Elfen Lied. I don't know that it's the worst anime of all time.
horrible.
It has a 7.46.
I want the impression.
Then we've got Pupa with
I have
2
heard.
mentions.
I've had a few people tell me about that one.
Yeah, I couldn't find it anywhere. I found a couple episodes on YouTube. That one has a 3.2 on Mal.
Wow.
Then we had 2 mentions for High School DxD, which okay,
Fair.
it's kind of a joke anime though. Like I don't know. 2 mentions. It's on Crunchyroll. It's sitting at a 7.3. So some people like this. Then going full circle, Tyler Prison School had 2 mentions.
So
it's
dude,
on Crunchyroll.
if I can't read a couple chapters of a manga, like it's probably not gonna be a great adaptation.
7.5 on Mal. What is wrong with you people? You gave it almost an 8.
It's the dominatrix. It's the dominatrix. I swear to God, that's what's getting people, because the prison warden is a dominatrix, and I'm not gonna say that there's not comedy in it. There is some comedy in it, but it's like you're gonna have to. The mirror will need to be locked in a safe, because you're not gonna be happy with yourself after you watch it. I'm pretty sure.
And I can
next
probably
one that
bet
got-
that the most of the people that really loved that one probably also really loved the Resident Evil with the really tall vampire lady, Dami. It's probably the same.
Oh, Resident
Yeah.
Evil Village. For a minute, I thought you were talking about
Lady
movies. So I was like, which
Dimitrescu,
one?
is that Dimitrescu? I don't know how to say her name.
Yeah. Yep. The next one that had 2 mentions was Boku no Pico, but I looked it up. It's a hentai, so I'm a hard pass on that one.
Yeah, it's hard pass.
I'm not going to go down that path. Then Domestic Girlfriend had 2 mentions. This one's on High Dive, and it has a 6 on a 6.6.
Oh, we
on
know
Mal.
it might be bad if it's on High Dive. So
Yeah, right. Then we got X Arm had 2 mentions. This is on Crunchyroll, and it has the lowest score so far, 2.88.
okay, wait. Which was this one?
X Arm. It's on Crunchyroll.
EXA.
I don't know, dude. I think we got to read the synopsis of this one. The synopsis, it's not a synopsis. They just start telling you the story. Like, it's such a bad synopsis.
What? I'm just looking at images.
After being hit by a
This is
truck in the
weird.
year 2014, Akira Natsume awakens to find himself inside a machine following a 16-year-old long coma. Interesting. It comes through. So he basically becomes that, like, ex machina kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't look good.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the
It
image.
looks like they're trying too hard. Then we've got the first one that has 3 mentions, RZ's Wing. I could only find this on YouTube. It has a 4.12 as its mouse score, so pretty low. Then we had one with 4 mentions, which was School Days. This is on Crunchyroll, and this has a 5.5 Mal score. And then our most mentioned show was with 5 mentions, Ghost Stories, specifically the English dub. This is also on Crunchyroll, but the Mal score is a 7.75, the highest of the ones we've been mentioned to us, I guess. I think the reason it has such a high mention, though, is I've heard, like, this show kind of has, like, a legend, like, has lore around it, where the English dub is just, like, insanely funny to the point where it's,
That
like,
makes sense.
not bad anymore. It's, like, swung around and become, like,
Is
a
it
joke.
like The Room? Like,
Yeah,
Like-
yes.
I did not hit her. I did not. Like, hello,
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hello, doggy. I didn't see you there. Yeah, like that.
Okay.
I think it's swung back around so hard that it's become a meme. And I think that's why it actually has like a 7.7 is because it's funny, like unintentionally
So
funny.
people are like watching it because it's
funny.
stupid.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a buddy watch
on
kind of
Wikipedia when
movie,
it says
you know,
the
or
genre
show.
horror, supernatural, but the English version, horror comedy or dark comedy.
Yeah. And I don't know the whole story to it all, but I want to say they had like issues getting the localized scripts, and so they were just like winging it in the booth. So most of the story is just like made up garbage.
Could you not get the manga? Like, could you not
That's
like
so
just...
I don't know. So we gotta pick one of these to watch.
That sounds like we need to pick 2 because I want that.
I kind of want to watch Ghost Stories because I've heard all the lore, I've heard all the legend, and I just feel like I haven't watched it. I feel like, are you even an anime fan if you haven't watched it? I don't know. I feel like I need to check that off my bucket list.
Yeah, I think Ghost Stories is my number one.
Who's the
pick.
animator on that? Because that looks the at least the bad guy in the background reminds me a lot of Dragon Ball Z, but the front looks like Love Hime, like or Love Hina. Was that 1995? Who is this? SPE Visual Works and Aerial.
Never
I
heard.
never heard of those either. I was just curious if it was anyone related to any of the other animes we do like.
Yeah. My 2 picks are X-Arm because it genuinely has a horrible rating of 2.88.
That sounds like
Or-
it's
Objectively bad.
Or Ghost Stories because, like, it's gotta be, like, I mean, come on. It got recommended 5
do a
times.
twofer.
So
I'm willing to do a twofer. That way we can calibrate and say how bad were really?
how much of this do I need to watch before I can turn it off?
I say if you can make it through 3 episodes, you get the gist of a show. So if you can survive
fair.
3 episodes, I think that's good enough. If you want to continue the whole thing and punish yourself,
Okay,
go for
Now,
it.
X-Arm, I was reading just now that CGI is going to be the big complaint, kind of like Berserk.
Yeah.
So, like, if it's that bad,
Now I'm trying to look one up that's just anime that screams the entire time, and then we can suggest that for 10.
it's honestly, if you take the first 5 minutes of Dragon Ball Z and the last 5 minutes and of every
Loop it.
episode and just smash them
Loop it.
together, that's all
There
that's
you go.
screaming right there.
It's the 10-hour cut on YouTube. It's what you go to sleep to is just Goku screaming for 10 hours.
Goku going Super Saiyan 1 the first time. Yep.
Cool. So, all right. So we're going to pick Ghost Stories and X-Arm. We're
I'm
doing
gonna
it?
watch Ghost Stories for my own happiness after
Okay.
I watch X-Arm.
Okay. It's specifically the English dub. So make sure
Yeah.
you check out the English dub. Okay.
Well, I might play the Japanese one just to see the difference.
Sure. Yeah. Go back
See
and
if
forth
it's actually
between it.
scary.
Yeah. That might be fun.
Yeah, like ooh.
But I wonder if it's one of those ones that you need cultural context, like if they're not preying on, but using or leveraging. There's certain things that maybe scare you that you grew up with that are local cryptids or whatever else. Whereas out over there, they're like, oh, that's
Like a
That's
Skinwalker, right? That would scare us
Wendigo,
out here
that's
in
not,
Utah.
yeah, like whatever.
A
Yeah, 'cause
Skinwalker
we
and
got-
a
we
Wendigo
got
are
skin-
terrifying.
I know.
We got Skinwalker Ranch here in Utah, but maybe in Japan they'd be like, Skinwalker? Who cares?
Because
'Cause
we
they
got
their
Kappas,
own
man. Have you ever
creepy
seen
legends.
Kappa?
Yeah. Yeah, we got Turbo Granny. She's coming for your bananas.
I think all of those things are scary.
I think to be frank, I think I am more scared of Turbo Granny than
I'm terrified of Turbo Granny.
Give me your banana.
And I have been watching Dad Dad, so it's pretty great. I love the Nessie episode, by the way. I thought
It's
that was
hilarious.
great. Like when
So
they're in the
good.
school, and it's so the secondhand embarrassment. I literally was so
is.
great.
it's so
great.
cringy. Yeah.
They play on your emotions very well, making you uncomfortable.
Yeah, they
All right.
do.
Well, how do you guys feel? I think we accomplished what we set out for this episode. We hit everything. We picked
Having
our
this
worst
homework,
anime.
having this homework scares me. Like I have work starts up here again soon, so I'm like,
Well, let's
okay,
say
I gotta get ready for work.
X-Arm
I'm gonna
is
be
a
thinking
definite.
about
And then if we can get to the other ones,
Yeah.
those will be stretch goals.
Yeah. Okay.
if I can watch
and
3 episodes of Ghost Stories.
3 episodes, all you got to do. We do not have to finish a series. We can go 3 episodes.
I might
and
tap
then you can
out
tap
on
out.
X-Arm. We'll see, because CGI really gets to me.
Yeah. It has to be pretty much the only studio I trust with CG is Studio Orange. They did Beastars and the new
Yeah,
Trigun.
I agree.
They're about the only studio I would let touch.
At least in cell shaded
any topic
anime,
that
because
I
there
like
there
or
are
something.
other more flat animations like the ones that did Arcane and Blue Eyed Samurai. Those ones I would
Yeah.
trust, but I agree with you when it comes to the CG
Yeah.
cell shaded animes. I almost had to shut off. What's the one we were just talking about? It has the Yomu Soul. Yomu. It just came out this year, 2025. He has the blood of the Yomu, and he awakens. His dad gets surprised.
Oh, Gachiakuta. Or not Gachiakuta. The blood one.
When they're fighting, there's like the
Anko, Togeneki.
yes, that's one. Togeneki. Yes, thank you.
Dude, the CGI is pretty
When
rough
that
on
fight
that
happened,
one. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm fine. And then when it suddenly jumped into that super CG into the fight scene, I was like, ugh, like it was, I don't know,
Yeah, I can understand that.
sudden
Yeah.
tone change.
Because, like, dude, sometimes I'm like, where was your budget? Like, Is this still 2006?
We'll close it up with my number 4. Budget drops in the middle of an anime. You can tell because they suddenly shaky cam and like drawn lines, and they're that's very distracting.
Oh, I'm thinking about that Family Guy episode where Peter insults the executives and they're gonna cut their budget. So then they like make him do like a paper doll walk out the door.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, we got some homework. We'll come back and report. TikTok, we will let you know what we think of X-Arm and Ghost Stories, the English dub. I hope we're in for a treat.
I hope it's the room. I hope it's the room.
I hope our brains don't turn into goo between now and the next time you see us, because that's a real possibility. So, until then, I am Dallin, and we've got Preston and Tyler, and we will catch you on the next episode of Dad-ime. Peace.